What are the 5 W's of Walt Disney World vacation planning? Let's find out. How's it going, everybody? My name is Kevin and welcome back to our channel. Today's video, we are going to talk about the part of Walt Disney World vacation planning that most people don't want to talk about, and that is the 5 W's of vacation planning. That's right, the 5 W's. We are going to talk about the who, the what, the when, the where, and most importantly, the why. All of these will come together and will help make your Walt Disney World vacation so much more of a success than it could potentially be if these details are not thought out correctly. So what I'd like to do is take a couple minutes to go over each of those 5 W's and why they are so important. Well, the reality is so many people spend so much of their time with their Disney vacation planning focusing on some of the smaller details. They're worried about where they're going to eat, what rides they're going to do. They're not focused on some of the essential portions of their Walt Disney World vacation plan, and that's where some of these vacations can slowly but surely come undone. My objective is to avoid that. So as we begin to talk about the 5 W's of Disney planning, the key thing I want everyone to take note of is they really are a cohesive unit. Without a single one of these W's, quite frankly, the entire plan can fall apart. My objective is to make sure that that doesn't happen. So without further ado, let's dive right in to the very first W, the who. No, I'm not talking about the 80s band. I'm talking about the most essential part of planning any vacation. Understanding who is going on your vacation with you. It is not just a matter of choosing different people that are going, though we'll get to more of that here in a second, but also making sure that you understand everybody in your party that is going. So let's first talk about choosing your travel party. For most people, that sounds pretty simple. Oh, we're just going to go with the people in our immediate household. But is that always necessarily your best option? Consider this. You can take a family of 4 that decides we want to go to Walt Disney World. Oh, and we want to go and stay at a value resort. We're going to stay in one room and we're going to go to the park for 4 days. Consider the possibility of adding a 5th person onto your vacation. In some cases, you might find that it may be cheaper to add a 5th person should they provide a status like military status, for example. They might provide you with an opportunity to upgrade your room from a value resort to a moderate resort that sleeps 5 and provide them with a military discount for said resort. This can also save costs with park tickets, as you will be hard-pressed to find more discounted park tickets than Disney's military salute tickets. These tickets are for either 4-day, 5-day, or 6-day, and also come with either a Park Hopper or Park Hopper Plus option. So there's a lot of different things that you can consider in choosing your travel party. For example, in my family, we're choosing to bring my parents later this year when we go in November. My father is retired Air Force, and as a result of that, we were able to get both he and my mom, as well as 3 other members of our travel party, military discounted tickets. That discount alone saved 3 members of my travel party a combined $700 just on their tickets alone. Some of these discounts can be very beneficial, and it's certainly worth taking a look into choosing a little bit more carefully maybe who is actually going to go with you on vacation. The other part of the who that is so important is making sure that the specific needs of each person in your travel party are understood before going on your vacation. If you know that you're going to be traveling with small children, perhaps it might not be the wisest decision to do so many table service meals later in the evening when you know the kids might be melting down. Perhaps you plan more quick service meals in order to accommodate this. If you know that a member of your travel party is a little bit more averse to more sensory issues and higher volume type situations and attractions. Perhaps putting them on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where there's a lot of noise, a lot of heavy commotion, and a lot going on throughout that ride. Perhaps that might be worth letting them sit out so as to not upset them while you're on vacation. Trust me, upset kids do not make for an easy vacation. And while you're considering the needs of all of your travel party, you certainly want to try to accommodate all of the adults as well. If you know that your great aunt wants to simply lounge around the hotel and stay in the pool for a few days, maybe as you're purchasing your park tickets, you don't necessarily book a package with the same number of tickets and ticket days for everybody. In some cases, it is more cost effective as well as more beneficial to the entire party involved to do things separately. There is no right or wrong way of doing this vacation. All that matters is that it is right for you and your travel party. The next of the 5 W's is something that probably really isn't talked about more so than almost anything else, and that is the what. The what is very simple. What are your priorities? Every person in your travel party is going to prioritize very different things throughout your vacation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody should have different things that they want to accomplish throughout their vacation. My best advice to you would be to make sure that every member of your travel party understands what those priorities are going into this vacation. Is there a priority to go to the parks from rope drop to close every single day and tackle as many rides and as many attractions and as many shows as possible? Nothing wrong with that. You might have somebody else in your travel party who prefers to, I just want to go to the park every other day and enjoy the resort a little bit more. Again, nothing wrong with that either. What it comes down to is how well these priorities are communicated. It is important to understand that everybody in your travel party is going to have different priorities and things that they want to do throughout this vacation. And your job as the person planning this vacation is to make sure that you have a clear understanding of what those priorities are so that every member of your travel party can feel like they've been acknowledged, they've been heard, and most importantly, that gives everybody the best possible chance of having a great time while on vacation. Another option that you might find works well for your travel party is to actually take a combined priority throughout the entire vacation. For example, I have a lot of families that will tell me that one vacation they focus solely on meeting as many characters as they can. And their next vacation, they focus on doing as many thrill rides as they can, so on and so forth. This is also a real good way to avoid Disney burnout. Okay, so now that we know who is going on this vacation with you, and we have a thorough understanding of what everybody's priorities are while you're on vacation, the next W really kind of starts to put all the pieces together. Because now you can start to pick the when. Based on everyone's priorities, what is the best time of year for your travel party to even go on vacation? Depending on your priority, this is very much a fluid thing and can be subject to change. For example, a priority for my family's vacation for later this year was to do Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So therefore, we chose to go in the second week of November so that 1, we could take advantage of a holiday week, and 2, we could go for one of the first of the Very Merry Christmas parties. That is what made sense for us. Your objective would be to do something similar, but obviously do what works best for your family. Another thing that I want you guys to start to consider when determining the when in your vacation is looking around crowd calendars for specific downtimes where crowds might not be as high, and as a result, it might also save you a little bit of money when choosing which time period is going to be the most appropriate for you to go. For example, for most people that want to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, if that is a priority of yours, you might want to look at taking your vacation in the latter part of September. Is there a risk of hurricanes? Sure, but Disney does offer travel insurance to help compensate for that. Another important tip when choosing your when is to look at the special offers tab on the Walt Disney World website. or use a travel agent. Their services are free. What this will allow you to do is to take advantage of special offers and discounts that can be available at different resorts at different times of year. And these discounts can be for so many different things. They could be offered to the general public. They could be offers that are tailored specifically toward annual pass holders, Florida residents, Disney Plus subscribers. There's so many discounts that are available that it's really a shame that more people don't take their time to look at these offers that are available. So now that we have determined who is going on vacation, what everybody's priorities are, and when we are actually going, now things all start coming together and we start to combine everything into the most important part of the 5 W's when it comes to planning, which is the where. In my opinion, the resort that you choose to stay in is probably the most important portion of your Disney vacation planning. For one simple reason, nearly every other detail throughout your vacation is going to be something that is more fleeting. If you choose the wrong restaurant, you can get over that very quickly. It's over in an hour. You don't have to go back. If you choose a ride that people do not enjoy, it's over in 5 minutes. You might have spent a little bit of time in line, but overall, it's over. It's done with, and you can move on to the next part of your day. The resort that you stay in is a constant throughout your vacation. This is the place that you're staying. This is the place that is going to be housing you, literally, for however long your vacation is, whether it be for a few days or a couple weeks in some cases. This is going to be a huge factor in determining just how successful your Walt Disney World vacation will ultimately be. So then you have to start to ask, what resort do I actually choose? Or do I even choose to stay on Walt Disney World property? So the reality is, when making this decision, you have to start looking at, again, what are everybody's priorities and needs throughout the course of this vacation? What is an actual need versus a want? What do people actually need for this vacation? For example, if you're traveling with young kids, do you need to have access to a full refrigerator so that you can store items like milk, because the beverage coolers are not guaranteed to go below 41 degrees, and most of the time they do not. So that might be something you consider. As a result, you might find that it's better for you to stay at a family suite at, say, All-Star Music than it would be a family suite at Art of Animation. And then the next thing that you have to ask yourself is, what can we live without? Yes, everyone has their specific needs when they're on vacation, but a lot of people don't want to talk about what are they willing to sacrifice while on vacation. Because if you want to save a little bit of money and stay at one of the value resorts, if you have young kids that don't necessarily enjoy the pool, but would rather be more comfortable in, let's say, a splash pad, that is not something that you're going to get at the majority of the value resorts. The most important thing in considering the where for everything is just determining what is going to work best for your family. And again, going back to what I said before, this might mean not staying on Disney World property. If one of your priorities is to save money, then you might want to look at an Airbnb or a VRBO. Either way, you have options. You have things that you can look at. These are certainly money-saving measures that don't necessarily skimp on quality. There are plenty of Airbnbs and VRBOs out there that are very nice properties that you and your family can stay at very reasonable prices. Do you lose some of the conveniences of staying on Disney property? Sure. Is it worth it to you? Could very well be. Only you and your travel party can make that decision. Alright, so now, essentially, the majority of the basics of your Disney vacation are planned. You know who's going, what everyone wants to do, when you're going, and where you're staying. Now, you have to ask yourself the utmost important question throughout your vacation. The why. Why are you going on this vacation? Why are you choosing Walt Disney World? What is your why? Nobody else can answer that question. Only you can answer that question. And the great thing about answering this question, there's no right or wrong answer. That why is entirely specific to you. The best tips I will ever give you for enjoying a Disney World vacation: understand your why, but not just that. Communicate your why. Share that why with members of your travel party. Their reasons might be dramatically different from yours, or they might surprise you and end up being very close to the same. What this will ultimately allow you to do is to not just go on vacation and experience the magic. You want to share that experience. You want to share that magic with members of your travel party. I can promise you that you will have so much more enjoyment on your trip and so much more magic on your vacation just by sharing your why. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, go ahead, leave a like, and most importantly, go in the comment section and post your why. Why do you choose to go on vacation to Walt Disney? What is it about that resort that makes you want to go? Or what makes you want to keep coming back? These are all things that we all need to share as members of the Disney community. Well, so that about wraps things up for today. If you like what you saw, please again hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so this way you can get notified of all of our new content that's going to be coming out. In our next video, now that we've covered the 5 W's of Disney planning, we want to get into the next section of planning your vacation, and that is the how. How do we make this happen? How do we save money? And how to make this the easiest planning process possible. Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time to join me today, and I certainly look forward to continuing our Disney planning journey together in the next videos to come. Until next time, have a magical day, everybody, and I'll see you real soon.